apartment complex buying a bunch of ACs and started junking. We just got back a few minutes ago from apartment complex buying a bunch of ACs, and now we're in process of dismantling using our trusty little tools. I got Matt out here working and sweating. He said, "I don't mind the work." He said, "But it's hot." He's used to a little cooler weather up there in West Virginia. I'm just glad to have Matt here with me today. He's actually the second podcaster that showed up at my house, and I'm just appreciative.
Who's the first one?
Michael.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And this is basically Junkin 101. We're just out here in the yard playing with our money, trying to get paid. Part of the whole process. Now, I'm still trying to adjust the camera, so work with me, folks, if it's jiggling and joggling. I hate this tripod. At any rate, I think we're good now. Alrighty, that worked for you. Matt's going to take over and say hello to everybody. He knows how to work this thing just as well as I do.
Hey guys, it's Matt from Exile. I'm going to be helping him take some junk apart, and we're going to have some fun.
Glad to see we got people already showing up in the chat. I didn't give too much of a warning about this. I don't know how much people are interested in junking, but it is another way to make a dollar. If you got extra time, gas money. This is my favorite tool, folks. This thing right here, it don't play. It cuts that copper like nothing. You're out on the solder joint. One. Got a little fluid in it. Not spraying, but leaking. Two. Now that's the money you cut off right there. That copper and that brass, you got to separate that a little more. Take that little square block off of it. Clean it up. We'll do that as an after effect. That'll be the last clean. It goes over in the big red bucket with the rest of it. And now this one is pretty much done. We just shucked this coil, as I say. Yanked the skin off of it. Took all the 5/16 screws out of it. Broke it down. Pretty good shot. Now that one, just got a little extra copper on it. These loppers are almost too big for this, but what I use regular bolt cutters for, which I have as well. You almost have to have big tools to do this. I say don't try this at home, because this is very dangerous for your eyes, your face, your hands, because this stuff is sharp. No doubt about it.
You do it, wear safety glasses.
Yeah, wear safety glasses. Wear your gloves if you choose to. I don't like gloves. It's just my own personal. I got pulled out of a truck one day behind the glove snagging me. And I decided I was done with gloves that day. Rather my hands be tough than soft. Soft hands will get easier to get a cut. Now this right here, I don't know if y'all could see this, but this right here is, let's let Matt hold the camera. Show you how long it takes to zip apart one of these things. 5/16 drill. You just run around this thing, zip every one of these screws out of this thing. How to clean an AC in under 10 minutes. I guess that's the name of this for anybody that hadn't ever experienced so much fun. And I do enjoy this. This is one of the things that I guess helps with my aggression. It helps a lot. Sometimes you need to get outside and sweat a little bit, get the toxins out of your body. Now this, because it's bent, that one's going to be a problem. And we don't leave screws in the yard. My old lady will kick my butt. She gets mad about that one. And I dropped it anyway. Just don't let her watch the video and we'll be alright. Let's see here. I'm going to say there's about 40 screws around the shell of this thing. This has actually got a lot. Most of them don't have this many. They usually got about 20, 5/16 screws around them. And I think a few more screws and this thing will be done. This is actually a little bigger unit than what we've been cleaning already. We've cleaned about, I guess about 7 or 8 units already. While me and Matt went and chased the first load, all the screws out of that thing. After me and Matt went and chased the first load, we got back. My wife had already had a big pile of that stuff cleaned. She cleaned what I bought yesterday. Work like a team. Things work so much smoother. That's with anything in life. Now, this fan on here is worth taking the motor off and separating it because it pays better than 10 weight. But I cut the wire, and because of this right here, you cut the wire, that's another money, and then you got your 10 weight. Now I'm going to sell this whole thing as 10 weight after I cut the wire, but it's only for one reason. It's because I can get this motor off easy enough. But getting this nut loose, not so hard. But getting this thing to slide up on this rusted shaft, it won't come off. You end up cutting your hand trying to get this thing off. The first time you tap on this, you flare it, and then you definitely ain't getting it off. And so the fan blades don't come off easy, and they don't give you electric motor weight for them. So just as a rule, I throw them out as 10 weight. I'm losing a little money, but they're not easy to get off of there. It's a struggle. Some things in the junking is easy clean. Some stuff's too much trouble unless that's all you're doing for a living is junking. Then you have to clean it 100%. But it's kind of a pain in the butt just to get that thing to slide up that extra inch or two. So we throw it over here in the middle. That's Junk Mountain. We had about, I would say, twice as much stuff last weekend. We bought a few things today that didn't have coils in them. It just happened to work that way that somebody had already beat us to the coils. I guess feeling the best way to explain that one. Yeah. Oh, this is the one that. Now this one here is being a problem because the spring got bent when I threw it on the ground out of the back of the truck. Now this thing here, I can do a couple things with it to get it loose, but the quickest thing for me is just like that. Roll this thing out of the way best you can. That way you can actually get to the tubing that you want to cut up. And all this right here pays good. That right there pays good. That right there pays pretty good. And there's literally $15 on that compressor, probably $16. I'm just guessing, probably 90 pounds. This black thing here. And there's about $8 worth of copper here, $10 worth of copper here. At least another $1 worth of brass, $2 worth of brass. And not much in the wire, but these coils pay $2 a pound, close to $2 a pound. And that thing weighs about 30 or 40 pounds. So you add it up at the end of the day and you got 8 or 10 coils, you make a few dollars. And that bucket of copper for all these fittings off all these machines, that's where you really make your money, is on the accumulation. It's even the little things. A lot of times you can take a Sawzall and do this, which is probably a little easier for some people. But I try to do it the quickest way I can. Now what I got holding me up is some wire. Gotta have all your tools. You gotta have a couple sockets, good pair of cutters, good drill.
Try these. Might be there.
Yeah, these are junk. Throw them in the scrap. Throw them in the back of the truck. Leave them there. All right. Now this here. Put it over there.
So over here to take that apart. We'll take apart later.
Took it upon herself to be the one to get all the wire out of everything. Just at one point she's always running right behind me pulling the wire after I'm pulling out the big stuff. And so now this here, that little blue thing, that's tin. I'll cut that off with my bolt cutters about that big. I'll cut that and I'll cut that because this piece here is brass. If you don't take it off of there, you lose money. If you take it off of there, you make 30 or 40% more just for separating the two metals. You have to clean it. I see a lot of people going to the scrapyard with piles of stuff like this and they're getting really beat up on the price. This is what we got so far going on. These compressors, like I said, these are $15, $20 compressors. These coils, $2 a pound. That copper in there, $3.75, $4 a pound. It adds up. And this here is the tin. This is just $11 100 pounds, tin weight. It's a truckload of tin is $100 on average. A good truckload of tin is $100. That's the one that had the different screws in it. And a good truckload of or a good bucket, say copper or brass, $100. It's that much difference. One time I was in Dallas buying circuit boards and computers to take the circuit boards out of them, and was getting as much as $85 a pound for circuit boards. When you got a truckload of circuit boards, you're getting paid. When you got the right ones. Another piece of copper. This is where you got to be real careful with your hands, because these things will bleed you quick. A little tedious. These things will break right out. You bend them back and forth. It's just the way it goes. A whole lot of work for a little bit. That's the way some people think about it. But I don't look at it like that. It's like everything in life. You got to work at it. Get everything you can out of it. Do all you can with it. It's warm out here, folks. I don't know where you're at, how the weather is where you're at. It's hot here in Texas. Matt's sweating. I took Matt on a ride this morning with a dolly. We run around the building, back in these apartments, hunting for AC. I asked him earlier if he'd ever been to a scrapyard. Kind of been to a car parts scrapyard. I said, well, it's a sight to see. They got a mountain of metal out there that they probably got a few million pounds of metal on that property. That's my guess. Now this is the last one.
Is it all right if I do it with that camera now for the actual? All right, guys. I'm going to be doing a Fox and Archibald show where he's doing junking, and just check it out. Be a couple weeks from now. Check it out on This Way Network. Okay. Cool. Is it all right if I grab that camera and do both cameras at the same time, watching that?
Yeah. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna set the camera down or whatever.
I saw us doing that. I was like, this, that would be cool to do it.
That's the money, folks, right there. Thanks for showing up, people. I'm glad to see we got a few people in the show, listening, watching.
If you bring me that red bucket, I'll start cleaning it over here on the porch.
My wife in the background. She's out here working with us. She don't like being on film too much, but this is the start of our money. This all got to be cleaned. Clean it up a little bit, make it worth more. What kind of tools you want? You need these big orange ones?
I got a bunch of stuff on there that I need to.
You got camera too full?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that too. I run out of time on my videos because I forget to erase what's on your phone. These phones are so limited when it comes to being able to do a show or a video. It's hot out here, folks. Just junking our Saturday away. This is actually third weekend in a row we've had the opportunity to pick up some junk and break it down in the yard. I guess it's a Saturday thing. I appreciate people for showing up and listening. This is what I do. I'm not talking politics or working at an appliance store. I'm out here fighting the metal, which I do enjoy this. I like to get outside and sweat sometimes. Makes you feel better. Gotta have the right tools. Impact wrench makes all the difference in the world. Now, I got this compressor to zip out. Actually, I got a couple of them to zip out. These things are really, really heavy. These things right down here. But they got 4 screws in them. I can take them and turn them upside down and whack them with my big red sledgehammer, which works pretty good. Knock the bolts out the bottom. Or I can zip them out with this thing right here. I'd rather zip them out. 14-pound sledgehammer is not good on your back, but for so long. Guess I'm feeling my age, folks. Got Matt out here in the background hanging out. Are we back? I think I lost my feed there for a half a second. Just out here, got 4 screws to zip loose. Whoever put this on put the screws in there crooked. Makes for a not a fun one. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta hit it right. Worked last time. Now, this thing being stubborn, I got a fixer. It's loud, but it's mean. And just like that, in 2 swings, that thing's out there. Shucking an AC, that's what I call it. This thing here is full. Oh, this thing here is full of copper, and it's heavy. Cut it open, pull the windings out, cut the windings, drain the fluid, take a few things apart on the bottom, the aluminum that's in there, and it's like almost like a carburetor in there, both the bottom of it. Then you got to pull the rest of the windings out. More money, you make at least twice the money, but it's a lot of work. If I had 20 of them and I was doing this full time for a living, I'd probably do it. I've done it before, but let's see here. I need a different tool for this one. Oh, still got 2 more compressors over here. Eve, I'm gonna borrow your 1/4-inch bit. All right. No. Having technical difficulties with the socket. Got a nut stuck in it. It's starting to rain, folks. Jumping in the rain. Oh no. Got a problem. I got a nut stuck in the socket. And figure out how to deal with that. I'm gonna have to find a different socket to finish that. What I'll do in the meantime, finish cutting on some other stuff. Wife working away on the porch, cleaning that copper, getting it ready. See, didn't I have another? Yep, right here. I don't know if y'all can see what's going on, folks. There we go. Apologize. Now this thing right here, gotta cut the money off for this thing, cut a little bit of wire. This wire right here, cool. Zip, zip. Put the wire in its own bucket. Wire bucket. This wire right here pays $1.30 a pound a day. Number one wire, which is like your house Romex, that stuff pays $2.30 a pound if I remember right, which is pretty good. Metal has not been so high in about 15 years, and it's due to gas prices. Believe it or not, there's a lot to do with it. It goes up there on the porch. It's a wife's cleaning pile. Yeah, this is what I do on the weekends, folks, every chance I get. Matter of fact, when we got to that place today and we got all the units he had there, he said, well, I got some more at another property. So that'll work. I said, I'll come get them next weekend. So, it looks like every weekend this month, I was able to come across some AC. I'm guessing, just looking at this pile, we're going to make, I don't know, $400 or $500 today. Hopefully. The way that works. And I need some new tools. My bolt cutters are being sad this day and time. I don't like them much at all. Alright. I gotta go get a tool, folks. Matt's over playing with his camera.
Oh, the thing's full.
It's what?
The thing's full right now.
Oh, it's
Trying to clean.
Got his camera full. I do the same thing. It takes me about 20 minutes of video and my camera is totally full. Got this on the porch too. Oh, there we go. All right, folks. Pick and break down another one.
Hold on one second. Let me get this stand thing. All right. Let's see. Let's see if it works.
More copper on brass. I got to move all my compressor loose except for one. How many people we got in the chat? Let me see here if we got any comments going. Hey Nance, how you doing? Hey Romeo. Watch out for rattlesnakes. No, I don't have rattlesnake problems. I got cat problems here.
All right, bro. I got it.
Finally, there we go. Matt's working it too. Whew. He's filming a little, I guess, Fox and Archibald show. If y'all don't know about that show, go check it out.
Romeo watching?
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Romeo?
How you doing, Romeo? Just out here in the yard again. It seems to be my Saturday routine lately. Ripping apart these air conditioners, trying to make a little money. Sweat out some of the toxins. Anything that's tin waste, no need messing with it no more than you have to, other than loading it on the truck. Anything that needs to be cleaned, you gotta separate it, no matter what. Otherwise you don't get the right money on it. That's a nice piece. That adds up. That's heavy. And a little bit of brass over here, but while this thing's out of my way, like I said, don't try this at home. This stuff is sharp. Ain't no doubt about it. Grab my little drill. Good to have a bunch of drills. And then you just kind of swap bits so many times a day. Oh, I know what it is. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get that out of there. Come on. I'm sure somebody don't know already. Trick I learned one day. You ever get a nut stuck in a socket like I did here? Well, you take the bolt to come off of, twist it in there, get it in there, and then in theory, you should be able to pull it out, right? But this one, pretty jammed up in there. I'm gonna have to get something small and punch it out. Don't try this at home, folks. It's working. Voila. Success.
That's working smarter, not harder.
Pretty good trick, right? Learned that somewhere along the way. That helps. Yeah, you can't do without your socket, especially when you're using impact. You need it for this stuff. Now I'll be able to get this one quick and easy. And don't play in that stuff there. That's spider food. That's spider nest and leaves. There's definitely some spiders in these things. That's why I kind of bounce them around a little bit when I first get them, just to shake the insects out. Throw the money on the porch. Wife's working on that. Now this is plastic, but it come off that air conditioner. I'm gonna sell it to the scrapyard anyway. I'm not throwing all this extra plastic that comes off these machines in my trash. I don't have the room. So they're willing to buy the units. They're willing to buy a little bit of extra. I'm assuming. Never had any complaints before. Get over here and zip this apart. These things come off here pretty easy. Just like that. It's ready. Same way over here. Believe it or not, they'll probably make, I don't know, 80 bucks, 100 bucks on the compressor. This one's loose too. Easy money, just needs the wire cut off. Train myself to have the tools I need not far from what I'm working on. That way when I spin around looking for it, it's gonna reach. That's the plan. That's the way I set it up myself at the shop where I work. It seems to be most efficient. These things I don't pick them up no more than I have to. This thing is all clean except for taking this stuff off here and with that Phillips. This is the carcass of another AC. Sorry folks, I had the camera turned the wrong way. I apologize. Matt's supposed to be producing these shows. You're fired. This is how we clean our junk, clean our junk, clean our junk. Okie doke. I need the 5/16 bit for this. Oh, there's a big spider. Yeah. I will kill a spider. Been bit too many times. That's not the right bit. Give me the other bit. Quarter inch or 5/16 every time, folks. Occasionally you get something with a killer. Not for the most part. Quick and easy, zip it apart. This piece is all tin, but if I don't zip it apart, it'll be dangerous. It'll be flopping. Now this here, I'm going to take the screw to the center, and hopefully we can get it separated. If I can get down there to the screw, that's the trick. Wrestling this stuff is a trick sometimes. Pushing up the hole, that was ready. We clean. Again, pop her to the porch. It's warm out here, folks. I am not lying. Ooh, I'm sweating like Kamala Harris at his press conference. I ain't even lying. I have no idea what's going on in the news today. Hadn't had time to look. Matt said he's gonna be here at 9 o'clock this morning. 8 o'clock I was gone at the store. I come home, he's in my yard.
Alright guys, that's the end of tearing down a unit. Now, you're going to watch us do a little bit of loading the trucks up and everything else, and then we'll go to the scrapyard.
Alright, let's see if we got anybody on here still. Thanks everybody. Let's see who's in the comment section. Got a little more cleaning to do. A little chopping stuff up right here.
Let me grab the thing. I'll follow you with it.
This is actually overkill. This is a big tool for this. But I don't try to get all this copper. I could make a little more money, but for time purposes today, we're gonna do it like this, and I'm gonna still do all right. I've learned if you got anything that's heavy on the truck and you don't have to clean it, don't take it off the truck. That's twice the work, right? Just little things like that. Trying to cut corners. A lot of times you don't have to cut these. You just gotta fold them. The copper breaks pretty easy. It's soft metal. Now this one's done. This one, as far as I'm gonna go, is what's called dirty coil. It's got a little bit of tin on it. It's not really worth it to clean it. It's maybe a couple of dollars difference on the whole load. A lot of time involved for a couple more dollars. All that money going on the porch. This one here is ready. Oh, got another compressor. Didn't see this one. Let me go grab my drill. Yes. Alrighty. Got cameraman Matt today with me. Filming and producing from Waco, Texas. Yeah, this is how we clean our junk. Not hard work, a little heavy, but I do enjoy it. I enjoy the hunt too. I enjoy getting out there and finding the right people to talk to be able to come up with this stuff every weekend. You know, that's a trick in itself. These here come out of one of those units right behind you. Those are what you call a closet unit, furnace unit. And they usually got 2 coils in them like an A. This one had three little coils instead of 2 big A coils. And they're usually pretty thick, so they're heavy. And they pay almost $2 a pound as well. I think we're compressor done. Kind of got to go through each one of these things, make sure that's done. See if we can put them inside of each other. Save a little space. Another trick I learned. This one's clean. This one's clean as we're gonna get it. So this is the last one to put the tool on, at least out here in the yard. See, that's 10. My wife will go chop chop with her bolt. Cut that right out. And I need some cutters.
Too big.
Ah, they'll work. Quick and easy. It's done. Hopefully we can stack several of these inside of each other. You know, kind of like one of them little Russian doll things.
Yeah.
And save a lot of room, because these things eat up a lot of room on the back of the truck. And I'm doing good today, folks. I'm not bleeding yet. That's the truth. They say it's rough on your hands, but like I said, I enjoy it. It's almost all of it.
Someone needs them big orders.
All right. Well, we've got, let's see here, folks. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 compressors. Bucket of copper on the porch my wife's working on. That's another $7,500. Just those little pieces. And a little bit of wire here, which will add up to another $10, $15. Heavy gauge wire pays really good because it's thick, solid. For stuff like this, you gotta have a pretty good bucket full. But it is definitely worth cutting it. I could have poured off of every single thing that I run across, whether it be a stove or no matter what it is. A lot of times these things have got contacts on them, and you can just pull them out. But sometimes they don't go that way. So as a rule, I just try to cut them up. Cut them out quickest I can. Put a little tension on that wire, makes it easier to cut a lot of times. And that's done. My wife done shucked all these. They were full of wire. A little bit here. Now that I'm just being greedy, getting the last of it. See here. Yeah. Pull out once you cut one out, the rest of them pull out. All right. Hands are dirty, folks. Part of the business. Now we're going to go ahead and call this a day as far as the video goes. We got a bunch of loading to do. We're going to get these trucks stacked up as full as we can get them. Hopefully by the time we get that all loaded down, strapped down, my wife will be just about done with the stuff on the porch and we'll be good to go. Thanks everybody for showing up, and everybody have a great day.